Good evening to you. Thank you for tuning in and for watching ANF Plus. Here to give you a check of the First Alert forecast. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin, streaming on a variety of platforms this evening. AtlantaNewsFirst.com, the Atlanta News First app, First Alert weather app, Roku, Amazon Fire Stick. Again, in many places. One platform in particular, though, one place you can watch and also ask your weather questions, be a part of the weather conversation. That's going to be Atlanta News First on YouTube. If you have any weather questions, comments, concerns, you can navigate over to the Atlanta News First YouTube account, and you'll see the stream, ask your question, and I'll be monitoring that just out of the shot here, answering any questions and addressing any clarifications that do come in. It's been a gloomy day, and it's still gloomy if you haven't been outside this evening. It's actually kind of more drizzly and rainier than it was earlier today. We got just a little bit of a break for a few minutes this afternoon, a couple of hours rather, I should say, and then very quickly later in the afternoon, right about the time folks hit the roads, unfortunately, to head home on a Friday evening, that is when the drizzle picked back up, and we are still dealing with quite a bit of drizzle, some scattered light rain showers out there this evening. Case in point, live outside. It is very drizzly. Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport camera. It is it's a soggy one out there. Again, we're tracking widespread drizzle, and embedded within the drizzle, we do have some more noticeable, kind of some steadier light rain showers moving through. The tarmac is wet, roadways are wet, and that is the story this evening. Just a heads up, if you have plans, dinner plans, going out to tonight. Obviously, it's a Friday heading into Pride weekend. There's going to be a lot of activities. Family activities as well. It is fall. Everyone is having concerts. Your students, your kiddos may be having some games. It's a little late in the evening, but some activity still ongoing, and it is a drizzly one out there. One activity, that final dog walk of the evening, saying hello to Buster here on this graphic, has the right idea. Better to just sit inside and sit by the fire. You know, it's not too cold out there, but with the breeze, temperatures in the 50s and lower 60s, it is cool. Buster has the right idea. Temperatures, again, nearly steady, but falling a couple more degrees as we get closer to midnight. That drizzle very persistent with some embedded, more moderate rain showers, enough to make some puddles out there. So do keep that in mind. Now, out the door tomorrow morning, we're going to wake up to almost as much gloom, but I think drizzle is going to be a little bit more spotty. And it won't be quite as damp tomorrow morning. Despite the damp-looking weather, it's going to look pretty gray outside in many spots. Temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. A few degrees cooler than we are right now. 59 Atlanta, 58 LaGrange, 55 in Blairsville. Around the metro, some mornings it can be 5, 6, 7 degrees cooler in Roswell and Milton and Alpharetta versus downtown, midtown Atlanta. Not the case tomorrow morning, though. Pretty much everybody in the upper 50s. Want to, in fact, draw attention to the difference in temperature between now and tomorrow morning. We're 64 now. Forecast low is 58, 59 tomorrow morning. So not a huge drop in temperature, but temperatures will gradually, cool another handful of degrees as we get into tomorrow morning. And for those with outdoor morning plans, again, that gray condition will gradually give way to more sunshine. Calling for a decent brunch cast there. We'll pull it out for you now hour by hour. Notice how the temperature does climb, and eventually some sunshine pokes back out as we get into the mid and late morning hours. I think by noon at the latest there will be peaks of sunshine. Warmer day because of that west and southwest wind you see on the graphic. That is going to help clear us out just a bit as we get into tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening, in particular early evening. That's our best chance of seeing some sunshine. I would say maybe 1, 2 p.m. on through about 6, 7 p.m. right before sunset. That window is going to be potentially the clearest. Those clouds may be stubborn in some areas to clear completely. I will show you that hour by hour. In fact, let's start our forecast model here at 9, 10, 11 a.m. Still lots of clouds. Then by noon, notice clearing from northwest to south and east. So if you live in Rome, if you live in Calhoun, Chattooga County, up in Fannin County, Blue Ridge, you will turn mostly sunny first. And then the clouds clear out from northwest to south and east. And here we are early evening, 6 p.m. This particular run of this particular forecast model has sunshine kind of abroad around the entire area. Think it's a little overzealous with the sunshine, nonetheless hinting at a clearer condition tomorrow, so at least peaks of sun, but probably partly cloudy for a time in at least many spots tomorrow afternoon, and then clouds roll back in tomorrow evening. Cold front approaches from the north and west, more bark than bite with this one, meaning that, the temperature changes big time, but not as much rain with this front. We're going to have a lot of clouds, but rain is spotty, and primarily north and northwest of metro Atlanta and North Georgia. Here we are, 5, 6, 7 a.m. Sunday. Clouds most thick northwest and west of the city of Atlanta. Could be a few sprinkles on the west side back into Cleburne and Randolph counties in Alabama Sunday morning. Clouds do try to take hold as we get into midday Sunday into Sunday afternoon. Here we are, 3, 4, 5 p.m. Temperatures in some spots will stay in the 50s to right at 60 all day long. Even Atlanta forecast to only peak around 60 or 61 or so. Blue Ridge probably staying in the 50s. Calhoun, LJ staying in the 50s. Dallas, Cartersville, maybe Canton, Cherokee County over to Rome probably staying about 59 or so. Trying to get to 60. Wherever the clouds are thickest, that's where it'll be coolest Sunday. Of course, keep in mind this is also with a gusty breeze, so it'll feel even cooler if you have plans outside Sunday, which so many do. Of course, being our Pride Parade Sunday, it is going to be much chillier, much more brisk day around North Georgia and Metro Atlanta in the first alert forecast. Temperatures 50s, 60s. That's through parade time. I think most of the parade probably spent in the mid to upper 50s. You factor in a gusty wind gusting up to about 30 or so, even stronger between the buildings, downtown and midtown Atlanta, where the parade will be ongoing. It will be brisk. Wear an extra layer or two. And be ready for, maybe not much rain, but some gloom out there. More clouds in that Sunday forecast and cooler air really filtering in. And then we're gradually going to clear back out. We're going to dry back out. But for the Pride Parade, if you're heading out there, temperatures peaking in the lower 60s by 2, 3 o'clock, and some areas staying in the 50s all day long. Notice gusting to 24 at noon, 25 at 1, 2 p.m. 27, 28 mile per hour gusts at 3 p.m. And it'll be windier in between the buildings, so it'll be blowing pretty good out there for folks throwing out goodies, or all the tents in Piedmont Park for the festival afterward, or if you have a float that's in the parade and has some loose objects on it or can be impacted by the wind, just a heads up, that wind will be a factor Sunday. And look at Monday, waking up to 40s. For that 47 is for the city of Atlanta, even cooler suburbs, low to mid 40s. Monday morning. Struggling to get to 60. I think many neighborhoods staying in the 50s Monday. Brisk and chilly once again. Cold morning Tuesday. In fact, Tuesday likely to be the coldest morning, mid-40s in Atlanta. That means maybe upper 30s, lower 40s in the suburbs. More likely to see some frost Tuesday morning as the sky remains clear, the winds calm down a bit, and temperatures really get chilly. Not in the city, not in the immediate metro, but mountains, some of our far northern communities. Frost a possibility Tuesday if conditions come together just right. Wednesday beginning cool, really chilly temperatures in the mid-40s, back up into the upper 60s, lower 70s in the afternoon, though, so a pretty stellar Wednesday afternoon. It'll be pretty stunning out there, and then comes our next storm system. We'll be tracking a slight warm-up, warmest it gets on the 7-day forecast. That's next Thursday, 72 Atlanta. Some, though, again, staying in the 60s all day long. And then the next rain chance arrives. So clouds increasing Thursday, next rain chance arrives Friday, and it does look like next Friday into Saturday looks pretty wet. May have to edge up that rain chance just a bit here as we get more confidence in that forecast. The timing of this next rainmaker, the timing of this next storm system is still a little bit up in the air, pardon the pun, but looking like a Friday arrival of what could be some widespread rain, and it could linger into Saturday, drying out later Saturday into Sunday, fingers crossed, and then this system too will bring another batch of cooler, windier weather to the first alert forecast. And now's a good time to remind you, you can get the forecast out to 10 days. We'll talk about weather a week or two out here, but the specific forecast, if you're looking for updates and day-to-day specifics, you can get it even outside of our ANF Plus stream time in the Atlanta News First app. Just search Atlanta News First or First Alert Weather, the Atlanta News First Alert Weather app, and that is where the 10-day forecast is available, in addition to at AtlantaNewsFirst.com. So that's the place to get the far extended forecast, but again, next 7 days, warmest tomorrow. Big cool down. We're going to break out of the clouds, peaks of sunshine tomorrow for Pride Sunday. Much cooler. Most of the day spent in the 50s, feeling chillier with the breeze factored in. 40s Monday. Even cooler Tuesday, Wednesday mornings. Could be some frost on the north side. Just want to drive that home for the gardeners. The really sensitive summer annuals, the things that tend to die off and go dormant. When temperatures get chillier, you will be maybe having to cover those up in the mountains by Monday, Tuesday mornings, if not Wednesday, and then warming up just a bit as the next rain chance approaches next weekend. About this time, heading the next weekend, could be pretty wet and could be some thunderstorms as well. We do need the rain. We're in a deficit, more than 5 inches behind the rainfall average January 1st to today's date. 5 inches behind for the city of Atlanta. Much of the area abnormally dry, and some officially are experiencing drought conditions. So rain is not a completely bad thing, but a lot going on next weekend. We'll be fine-tuning that forecast, keeping you updated. We'll leave you with the 7-day. I want to remind you, First Alert meteorologist Patrick Pete is on Peachtree TV at 10 p.m. Atlanta CW affiliate with another complete check of the First Alert forecast. And then we are back on WANF. Atlanta News First at 11 p.m. You can also get that forecast anytime outside of news time in the First Alert weather app. Have yourself a wonderful evening. Stay warm, stay dry this evening, but go about your Friday plans.